So we're continuing with the space-time travel experiments and my instructions on how to build a space-time travel machine. And yesterday, I did another piece building another kind of space-time travel machine, much of which involves analogy and metaphor, but begins with word and imagery as a source that through metaphor becomes a kind of coordinate point for building a system or a network of connections between loci in space and time, and one's ability to access them through memory and through illusion and through connectiveness, association, semiotic association, temporal association, and other kinds of analogies. So, in terms of the mechanics of space-time, any set, any numerical set, any word set, any collection of data, and it's nice to return to the word collection, since we've been also working with ideas of collection and the way that collections are formed by the meta structure of capitalism in our society, and by the deployment of authority, and by the deployment of ideologies, across different space times. So what I'm doing today is I'm collecting a set of numerical values, and you'll see that the way that I'm doing that is by views that I have on each of the last few videos that all have to do with space-time travel. So the numbers here are, I have one view of the last one, 5 and 4. So I'm going to combine those together, and I'm going to collect 1, 5, and 4, and I'm going to call that 154. Now, I can apply this set of numbers and the coordinate 154 to just about anything, but one of the ways that I like to work is by connecting collections with other collections. And one of the key collections that I have that's available on my computer is my set of music in iTunes. So I'm going to go to my music set in iTunes. Let me turn up the volume so that you can hear what we're playing. This is Nick Turner in the background, Adjust the Future. All right, so here's my iTunes set. Let's just forget about being a genius for the time being, and look at these. These are collected playlists. So I have a collection of music, and then I have collections of specific artists within that. I'm gonna go beyond that first set. This is the way I usually work. Okay, so beyond the set of collections, the first entry is this one, 4 Non-Blondes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to count off to 154 units. All right. And the way that I'm going to do that is through multiplication, because I have a hard time sequencing and counting. It's part of the my difficulty with dysgraphia. I can multiply and divide a lot easier than I can count or add or subtract for some reason. So I know, having worked with this system before, that there are 40 units that fit if I place this open window at the top of my computer and it's open to the bottom. I know there are 40 units that fit within that space, so I can multiply by 40s. I'm trying to get to 154, so that's 40 That's 80. That's 120. That's 160, and then I'm going to subtract 6 to get back to 154. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're at Jimi Hendrix live at Woodstock, which is an interesting synchronism, I think, right? Since we're doing space-time travel, it's a really interesting synchronism because I had discussed Hendrix in this last piece and talked about while taking the SAT in 1981 or 1982, having this space-time experience and hearing music that very much reminded me of the feedback and distortion-informed aspects of Jimi Hendrix that I later learned was part of a group called the Davis Redford Triad, specifically an album by that group by Stephen Ray Lobel called The Mystical Path of the Number 86, and the expression of this music in my consciousness was a form of space-time travel, and so anyway, that was the reference to Jimi Hendrix. And then what we see here with the numbers, and then I'll go a little further. We had 154, which brought us to that record, and then 0 and 2, so I'm taking that.
So the
And significantly, this is and significantly, this and significantly, this is and significantly, this and significantly, this is and significantly, this and significantly, this and significantly, this is 5th of July, 5th of July, day after the 4th of July. 5th of July, the day after the 4th of July.